Not long ago, I wasn't able to sit out on the veranda and look out on my yard because there was too much snow here. It was cold. It felt as though it was going to be winter forever. The trees were dead. It was silent in the morning. You couldn't hear any birds. We would go along paths and there would be ice, and it just seemed like it would go on and on forever. C.S. Lewis, in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, described it as always winter, never Christmas. I felt like it was going to be always winter and never spring. Spring is an interesting time because it lets us know that summer is coming. It's like there's a war between winter and summer. And the sun comes out and it makes it hotter. And before you know it, winter just can't stand and summer takes over. And I love that victory, that wonderful feeling that summer's coming. We've just celebrated Easter. And during that time, we talked about how Jesus had victory over death and over the grave in the resurrection. And that is the beginning of spring. In 1 Corinthians 15:20, it talks about how Christ is the first fruits of all creation. It's new birth. Winter cannot live. Winter will not be here forever. Death will be conquered. Sickness will be conquered. Darkness will be conquered. We know that because of Easter. And Easter is the first fruits. It's the first taste. It's like spring is not quite summer. And this life we know is not quite paradise. But the day is coming when it will be summer again. The day is coming when there will be no more sickness, no more death. Easter tells us that spring is coming, and we see all the signs around us. We have an eternal hope that this will soon be past. For the winter is over. The rain is gone. The flowers appear on the earth. The time for singing has come. In our house, one of the things that we do is put fish in the pond. We have a little pond in our backyard, and it fills up with mosquitoes, and we don't like mosquitoes, and fish like the mosquito larvae. So one of the big signs of spring for us is transferring the fish into the pond. They're inside in the winter, and in the summer we put them out there, and they just swim and eat mosquito larvae all summer, and it's really wonderful. When I see these fish, I think about the days right after the resurrection. Jesus came to the disciples by the Sea of Galilee. After his resurrection, they didn't know what to do, so they went back to fishing. But he appeared to them, and he had a fire, and he cooked some fish. And he said to them, I will make you fishers of men. Fishers of men. But Jesus wanted them to feed his sheep. Rather than go back to being fishermen, he wanted them to be missionaries, to go out and tell people the good news that death had been conquered, that evil had been defeated, that Christ had risen. So this spring, when you start to see the signs all around you of new life, remember that winter is soon over, and Christ is risen indeed.